And we are back with former prosecutor Joyce Vance. What were your key takeaways from this first matchup, this first actual pretrial hearing between Jack Smith's team and Trump's team and this judge?
Right. So, Ari, I think something we can all take comfort in during today's proceeding was the fair way that the judge handled herself. She is, after all, a former defense lawyer. She represents now neither party, and her job is to get things right. And she seemed intent on doing that. She was very critical of prosecutors earlier in the hearing, asking why they wanted to enter this broad order. And she settled on the notion of including only sensitive information in the protective order. But that still is very broad. That will protect grand jury material. That will protect everything that has come over from the January 6th committee, although she gave the parties the ability to negotiate that a little bit if they wanted to lighten it up. Ultimately, though, what this does is everything that a protective order is meant to do. It protects witnesses and it protects the jury process. And she has made it clear that she will react swiftly if Trump crosses the line.
Yeah, and I appreciate you mentioning the government position. And again, people can think of this, if you want to be really simplistic, like being at the car dealership. You kind of know some of the prices aren't the final price, and you go back and forth. And so the Justice Department, well within its rights and strategy, doesn't necessarily start where they think they're going to end. They definitely took, I thought, and we talked about this earlier in the week, a larger swing on the evidence, because they basically were like, well, maybe you can't talk about anything, and let's loop it all in. And the Trump lawyers, who have a hard case and a hard client, I think everybody understands why, they did say something legally reasonable, which is, surely we can't let the opponent, in their case Jack Smith, decide what sensitive is and be so overly broad that it restricts that which otherwise doesn't have legal protection. So explain, because you alluded to it, a little more of where the judge, who of course is supposed to be more the arbiter, the nonpartisan arbiter here, where the judge came down on that distinction.
Right. So she does a good job of narrowing things a little bit, but she does tell them in the courtroom, you all are free to go back and alter this. You can, by agreement, change the scope of what's covered. Very importantly here, though, tapes are covered, transcripts are covered, materials obtained from other federal agencies are covered. And there are a couple of risks here that she's trying to head off. And one of the big ones is this. Not all of the evidence that the government produces in discovery will be admissible at trial. Ari, as you know, there are some fairly stringent rules about what evidence the government gets to put in front of a jury. And one of the risks here, if Trump decides to seize on something in one of these transcripts, he could have, if she had not imposed this order, perhaps had taken a single line in a recording and played it over and over. And if it was something that ultimately is not admissible in court, there's a real risk of jury taint. So what she's doing here is what every good trial judge does. She's trying to make sure that no matter what happens in her courtroom, it can be affirmed on appeal by the Court of Appeals.
Understood. With the 30 seconds I have left, beyond just this evidence clash, did you see anything from the judge today that gave you insight to what she'll be like overseeing the whole trial in the future?
Fair, but not unduly deferential. The legal system has shown a lot of deference to Trump as a former president. The kid gloves look to be off, and now he's just like everyone else in this country. He is Mr. Trump, not President Trump.
There you have it. Some concise words of wisdom heading into the weekend. Joyce, always good to see you.
Good to see you too, Ari.